Hello, I'm Angela Pulley, the director of Hartland Lifestyle Center, and welcome to the Hartland Lifestyle Center kitchen. This series we will be sharing simple remedies that can help you, things straight out of your kitchen or small things to purchase that can help for different simple ailments. This is not a substitute for medical. If you need a professional, you need to call 911 if it's an emergency, or always consult with your physician when making changes to your lifestyle. These are just simple remedies to help with those simple ailments that happen right around the home. So today we're going to talk about charcoal and its benefits. First of all, here is, we have this product here. We sell activated charcoal, but I'm going to talk about exactly what it is. So activated charcoal, let me explain to you exactly what that is. It's actually some type of substance in nature that is high in carbons. An example of that would be wood or coconut shells are kind of the main ones that are used to make charcoal. And what they do is they burn that charcoal at a very, very high heat, a high heat without oxygen. So if you were making a home-style charcoal, you would dig a hole, make a stack to make wood, and then you would make a fire, add the more wood, cover it, and let it smolder over time at a high temperature, and you would crush it until you get a fine powder called charcoal. Now, why do we need charcoal, and what does it do once it's activated? Well, charcoal is wonderful. It's not absorbent like a sponge, which picks something up and absorbs it to it, but it is adsorbent, which means it pulls everything toward it from the surface to itself. And that's why it is so wonderful. It can pull toxins from substances, and that is very helpful. That's why it's used a lot for drug overdoses. It's able to pull the poisons and the toxins from the actual substance that was taken to save a life. So today we're going to talk about different benefits of charcoal. I'm going to read a list to you because I don't have it memorized, but I'm going to read this list to you of different things it's good for. For poisoning, drug overdose, diarrhea, it can stop diarrhea in its tracks, nausea and vomiting, intestinal gas, and that feeling of bloating, different types of ear infections and eye infections, skin infections, all types of stings and bites such as bee stings, yellow jacket bites, or snake bites, and is very helpful with pain. So today we're going to start with making how you can take it internally, and I'm going to show you how to make it when you want to drink it. Why would you want to drink charcoal? Well, if you were feeling bloated, if you had a bout with diarrhea, you would want to drink charcoal. If you take something that was not so good for your stomach, once when I was food poisoned because I ate something I shouldn't have eaten, and I had that funny feeling, that diarrhea feeling, and I just took charcoal, and it was amazing. It worked very, very well. So let's look at how to do this. First, I'm going to add the water, and for this one, we're going to add about, for every 8 ounces, you can add a teaspoon of charcoal. I'm just going to do a half a glass of this water here, and then I need my charcoal. I'm going to add a teaspoon of charcoal to that glass. Start stirring it in. I've noticed if you add the water first and then put in the charcoal, it's much better than if you put the charcoal and then add the water. Sometimes you can get pretty a mess. So if you're taking charcoal, you can take it for different things like nausea, if you're feeling vomiting, if you're having a bout with food poisoning, diarrhea is very helpful. But if you're taking an emetic, something that allows or produces vomiting, you would not take the charcoal because the charcoal would absorb that emetic and it wouldn't be effective. So another thing that I've learned, if I am having a problem with vomiting and I take a sip and I vomit, you know what? I just need to take another sip. Take another sip, I vomit, take another sip, I vomit. Eventually, the charcoal will do its job and stop the vomiting. So that is very, very helpful. So this is our charcoal. If I allow the charcoal to sit for a long time, all the sediments from the charcoal would settle at the bottom, and then I would have clear water that I could drink. That's called slurry water. And why is that helpful? It's a wonderful way to continue to detox the body from a poison or an infection without causing constipation. So that's a caution with this. If you're doing straight charcoal, you need to drink plenty of water afterwards. Remember, it can pull, so it can pull water away from you and it can cause constipation. So to get the effect of the straight charcoal, if you need to take it over several days, you can just drink slurry water. Once all the sediment has settled to the bottom, and you just drink the water. After you drink the water, you can just continue to add water to that charcoal and continue to drink. Up to 24 hours for 3 days would be fine. And sometimes that is very, very helpful. The next thing we're going to talk about is poultices. First of all, I want to give you a definition. What is a poultice? A poultice is a moist, like a plaster that is applied to the skin. It is applied there to reduce inflammation, it can reduce pain, it can pull poisons or pus away from the infected area, so it's very, very helpful. You can use a plant to make a poultice, or you can use something like charcoal to make a poultice. So today we're going to make a charcoal poultice. What you're going to need for that is a bowl. You need a bowl. Of course, you need charcoal, and you need a binder. Today I'm using psyllium husk, ground psyllium husk for my binder, and charcoal mixed together. But you can use any type of binder. You can use ground flaxseed as a binder. You can use cornstarch as a binder. I've in the mission field, I've even used flour and cornmeal as a binder. So you just want something to bind to the charcoal in order to make the poultice. One thing about poultices, you want to make sure your hands are clean, and you want to make sure that where you're applying, what you're using as the hold the poultice is also clean. And so today you want to be very, very clean. You don't want to spread infection. So the recipe for this is 1 part charcoal with 1 part psyllium husk. And so I'm just going to add this, the 1 part charcoal and the 1 part psyllium husk. I'm going to stir and mix this very, very well, mixing it nicely together. Then most textbooks will show you that you need to add 5 parts water. So if you did a tablespoon of charcoal and a tablespoon of psyllium husk or binder, then usually you would add 5 tablespoons of water. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add water until I get the right consistency. And what is the right consistency? You want it to be like Play-Doh. Any of you remember Play-Doh? And we want it to be like that. Or doughy, nice, doughy, stretchy bread is the consistency we're going for. Now, psyllium husk will absorb your water really quickly. So you want to work, you don't want to take too long to mix this in. I'm just doing it this way so we can see how many parts it took to get this. That was the 2nd part to get the consistency that we want. And while we're waiting to get the certain consistency, you can wear gloves for this if you don't want to get charcoal on your hand. You can actually mix the whole thing in a Ziploc bag. You don't even really need to use a bowl, but to be not so messy, I decided to mix it in a bowl. And so now I have that nice Play-Doh consistency. That's what I'm going for. And once I've done that, there's several ways I can stretch this poultice out. I can put it inside a Ziploc bag and just use this to roll it, my crust roller, until it's perfectly into the shape. If you don't have a Ziploc bag on hand, you can take saran wrap or plastic wrap, put it out. I guess I'll show you this way. add your saran wrap, put your poultice. We'll just divide it and do both ways, show you both ways. Okay. Take another piece of saran wrap on top of that. And then with your rolling pin, you would just roll this out into the shape you want it and to the size you want it. And it would look like this. You would pull this piece off, and there you go. That's your nice poultice. I like the Ziploc method. It's way neater, a nice way to store it. You can even mix it, like I said before, all of it in the Ziploc bag, and it can be a one and done. But usually I mix it that way. So you can put it inside. You don't want to close a Ziploc bag. You want to keep it open. And then with the rolling pin, you'll just roll it flat. We do it like this in the Lifestyle Center because usually in the Lifestyle Center, we're going to make many poultices, like maybe 20 or 30 large ones in a gallon-sized Ziploc bag to use for the health guest. And in that case, this is just a beautiful way to store it. It looks really neat. And so this is what I like to do. I like to put it in the Ziploc bag. You can store this. So once I have it the way I want it, nice and neat, I can close my Ziploc bag. I can roll it so it won't take so much space, and I can put this in the refrigerator and freeze it when I need it. When I need it, I can take it out, put it under submerge it under warm water for it to defrost, or put it to the side. If I know I'm going to use it in the evening or later, I can take it out and defrost it. But what about you make it and you can store it even in the refrigerator, but only for a couple of days, and then it won't be so well. But I can take it, and let's say my grandson runs in and he tells me, I've got stung by a bee. Then I can take a piece of this, cut it just to the right side, pull one piece of it apart, like so, and then I'm gonna actually put this right on that bee sting. Okay, wrap it with some saran wrap to keep it in place, and we're good. I would change this out. It depends. If it's a bee sting, I would probably change it out every 10 minutes. Keep changing that poultices up to relief, and then after that, every 30 minutes, every hour, and then every 2 hours until we have total relief, less swelling, less redness, and no pain. We'll change that out. So let's say you don't have a poultice prepared, and Johnny runs in, he's been stung by a bee or a hornet or something, and you don't have anything prepared, but you have the items, so you can quickly add 1 part charcoal, 1 part binder, whatever that choice you have or whatever's available, and add a little bit of water for a small little poultice. Mix that together until it's nice and perfect. I've even just taken charcoal with a little bit of water because I didn't have a binder and put it on a 4x4. So you can just take this, just a little more water. Okay. You can quickly do that. And there you go. You'll put this on that sting, wrap it with some saran wrap until it's nice secure. And again, you're going to change this out every 10 minutes until the relief is coming, then move to every 30 minutes, and then to every hour until there's no more redness and no more pain. You want to change it out. You can even leave it on for a 24-hour period. Some other uses you can use for charcoal poultice is you can use it for liver detoxification. You would have to make a large one, almost a half a gallon size, and it needs to be a little thick, like a ½ an inch thick, and you apply it over the right side of the abdomen and wrap it around, leave it overnight. You're going to remove it with gloves and throw it away. It's not good for reuse because it has pulled the toxins into the poultice. Another thing you can use it for, you can put it on the back over the kidneys. It can really aid if the person has kidney dysfunction. It can pull out a lot of the urea and toxins out into that charcoal poultice. Again, you would remove that with gloves, throw it away, and make a fresh one for the next use. I like to also talk about a few more things you can use charcoal for. If you're feeling like you're having a sore throat, you can take that water, take a teaspoon of the charcoal with a half a cup of water and gargle with that. It really helps for sore throat. Another thing is good for skin impurities. You can make a mask with charcoal, mix charcoal with olive oil, make a nice paste, put it on the face for 30 minutes or so like a mask and wash it away. You may have noticed that a lot of charcoal is put in different masks today, very popular. They add it to toothpaste because it is good cleanser for the teeth as well. A charcoal mixed with a little cayenne and a drop of peppermint, also mixed together, put on a small sterile gauze and put in the mouth, can be a great help for toothache. So those are a few things I wanted to mention about charcoal, the benefits of charcoal. Another thing I want to talk about is when you should not use the charcoal. Contraindications when you should not use it. First of all, a caution. If you're going to take straight charcoal to drink for infection or stomach or bloating or things like that, you want to be careful to add and drink more water with it so that it won't cause constipation. Or go to the slurry water like I mentioned before. The next thing, you do not want to use a charcoal poultice on an open skin rash or a lesion because it can cause tattooing of that area, a dark spot on that skin even after healing. So those are a few things I wanted you to be cautious and careful about. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned some great things on how to use charcoal. And if you want to order charcoal, you can do it online or you can call us here at Hartland Lifestyle Center. We sell it like this in 6 and 12 ounce packages. So thank you and have a wonderful day.